Hello everyone, Andrew here. Today I'm going to be doing a video response to PSXcollecting's or XZ's video about what the top 5 items in your collection are. It's definitely very, very hard to choose what the top 5 items in my collection are. Because I just have so many things, as you can see around me, or you would have seen if you watched the video about my entire collection. So definitely very, very hard to decide, just like it was hard for him to decide in his video. But yeah, I thought it sounded like a really interesting idea, and it was something I've been thinking about. Like, I always think about what my favorite items are, so I figured I'd give it a shot. So, yeah, anyway, so this is what I came up with. I'm sure that, like, 10 minutes after I upload the video or something, I'm going to say, oh, I should have included that in the list, how could I have forgotten it? But that's the way it goes. These are just the 5 things that I decided for now. And I know that it's funny, though, that I just finished uploading a whole bunch of videos about what my favorite video games are, but this is going to differentiate from that a bit, because this isn't necessarily going to be my favorite games. This is going to be things like, it doesn't even actually have to be a game at all, but it's just going to be neat items, or maybe rare items, or things that are just pretty cool overall, are the things I'm going to be showing. So here we go. So the first thing I have to show is my complete, mint condition, never been used in the box, Japanese Neo Geo Pocket Color. The Neo Geo Pocket Color is actually a really neat handheld console that hasn't really gotten much recognition in North America, because it was released here as well as in Japan. I also have another one in the box, but this is the one that I use for playing, so that's what it looks like when it's out of the box. The Neo Geo Pocket is something I really didn't talk about too much in my video, saying like what my favorite games were. Like, yeah, it does have some really neat games. Like, you probably can't see that too well, but you have Sonic the Hedgehog's Pocket Adventure there. And I think I did touch on this one a bit. Evolution, Eternal Dungeon. It goes along with the Evolution Dreamcast games and the Evolution Worlds for GameCube. But yeah, overall, I love the Neo Geo Pocket Color, and I think it's really cool to have this one complete and mint in the box. Never been used. Like, the batteries are still in there, bags are still sealed. It's overall really, really cool. And yeah, as I said, it's the Japanese version, but luckily it's region-free, like any good console, so it's no problem. And I can play North American games as well. But the funny thing is that Evolution is actually a Japanese game anyway. So it never came to North America, but it was released in Japan and in very limited quantities in Europe too. So it's very hard to come by that. So yeah, that's number 5, Neo Geo Pocket Color, complete, mint, in the box. So for number 4, I actually had quite a bit of trouble deciding what I wanted to do for number 4, because I knew I wanted to do something from NES, as it's my favorite console. And I thought about what all my favorite things for the NES were, and it came down to 2 things that I just couldn't decide between. The first one is Bubble Bobble 2, complete in the box. This is actually quite a rare NES game, and it's pretty valuable too. I know the box, as you can probably see, it's kind of mushed on top, but it's still not in bad shape overall. And if we open the box, the cart is in mint condition, so that makes up for the box being kind of mushed. But overall, very cool to have this. I got it not too long ago, actually, in a lot. I bought like a big box, actually, full of a whole bunch of NES games and some other boxed ones as well, for $100, and this easily made up for that immediately. Although there's also other things like a Maxi 15 in the box, and that's pretty hard to find. So overall, it was a really good deal, that whole box, for $100, because I know that this can go for quite a bit sometimes, but it's not that I'm interested in selling it. It's that it's really cool to have such a rare NES game in my collection. And this is probably my rarest NES game at the moment. I think, anyway. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, and then the thing I was tied with for the NES, and here we go, is the Miracle Piano. This is not the easiest thing to get your hands on. And it's pretty cool. It's actually a pretty good piano on its own, too, because you don't have to use it with the game. You can just plug it in, and then it sounds really nice. But yeah, it goes along with my Miracle Piano NES game, and it just sort of teaches you how to play the piano. And that's really cool too, is the piano definitely isn't easy to come by. So I was really lucky to grab it one time at a thrift store, because usually at thrift stores the pianos and organs are like $100, but for some reason this one was only priced at $25, so it was like my lucky day or something. I was really happy about that. So yeah, that's number 4. For number 3, this is something I got not too long ago, and anyone who's been keeping up with my videos will know all about this, and that is the Nintendo Virtual Boy case. This is something that I have always wanted for like years and years and years, and I was so happy to have finally come across it not too long ago. So let's see. I don't know how well this will show up. But yeah, I was very happy It was like mint condition. The case, well, there's a few scratches and marks on it, but overall the sticker is very, very nice. The foam inside is very nice. It's not all chewed up like you see sometimes. So overall, I was really happy with it, because I've definitely seen a whole bunch of other ones out there that aren't as in very nice condition, and they definitely didn't want to get one of those. So I was really happy to get a really, really nice mint one, because those cases were normally used for when Blockbuster or other rental places rented out Virtual Boys. So that's why they usually got destroyed, because usually when people rent things, they don't take very good care of it since it's not theirs, and they really don't care. But I was really happy to get my hands on that. So yeah, that's number 3. Number 2, this is really the only thing that's going to cross over with my favorite video games list, if you watch that. And as you will see right now, it will be quite clear why. Something I talked a lot about at one point, it was in the part 5 of my favorite video games video, was the Ars Nelico series. So I know I already went on about it for like minutes and minutes, so I'm not going to do that again. But overall, I love the games, but I also love that the games also come in these really, really nice special edition boxes, and they come with things like music CDs and art books and things like that. Like, so the first one, you get this really nice art book, and it just goes in depth about so much additional information about like the world and the characters, and it is just so much fun to read through. So I was really happy to get my hands on that. The only one that I didn't get new was the first one. I don't know if you can actually see any of the damage. It's not in the greatest shape, because I bought the first game, like the game itself new, but I didn't get the special box edition with it. So luckily later I was able to come across, I used Game Store, had the game in the box, and I would have bought the whole thing just for the box and book. But the game was in really bad shape, and it was so scratched up beyond repair that it probably never would have worked no matter how much you cleaned it. So luckily I was able to get the box and book off them for a couple bucks, and then I was able to make that complete. So I was really happy about that. Ars Nelico 2, really cool. This one doesn't slide out the side, it actually opens on the top, unlike the first one. And it has the music CD and what's it called, and art book in it, although it's not hardcover like the first one. The first one's book is a lot better. A lot more in-depth and a lot more information. The second one's more just character designs and things like that. And then the third one, I have in this big cardboard box, because I ordered this one, pre-ordered it online, and it came with a whole bunch of stuff. If you watched the my favorite games video, you saw just how big the box is, and it also came with the Purge Party calendar too, that you had to order specially and pay a bit extra for that. I'm not going to take it out of the box again, because it takes like an hour to put it back in. But yeah, I know I don't really have it on display. I sort of just keep it in the box. I mean, I have so many other things on display, and this is it's pretty special to me. I just want to keep it in the best shape that I possibly can. So I don't really see any need to take that out of the box. I just keep it in there, and if I ever want to play it, I just take it out. It's not still sealed or anything. I beat the whole game. It took like 200 hours, but yeah, incredible game, and yeah. So the last thing on my collection is something I never, ever, ever would have expected to have come across. It's funny, because I read about it about a month prior to finding it, and if I hadn't have done that, I don't know if I would have known how rare it was, and I don't know if I would have picked it up, because it looks like just another random sports game. But anyway, here it is. It is the NBA 2-Ball demo CD for the PlayStation 1. This is pretty rare. I believe it was only given out to people who attended the 1998 NBA All-Star game. And people really don't know how many were given out, or how many are still out there. I think only like 4 other ones have surfaced so far, or something like that. And it's still sealed and everything. I just keep it in this plastic bag to protect it. I really want to like frame it and put it on the wall or something like that. But this is the rarest item in my collection. And yeah, it's definitely, I mean, it's not really the most fun or anything like that, but it's number 1. Because it's super rare, and I think it's super cool to own something now. There's only like 5 other ones out there or something like that. Until more are found anyway. But it is just so cool, and I could not believe it when I came across this, because it was just awesome. And yeah, I'm super happy to have it as a part of my collection. So yeah, I think that's it. Those are my top 5 items in my collection. Like, as I said, there's tons of other things that probably could have made this list too, but those are just the 5 I chose for the purposes of this video. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and yeah, see you later.